a lot of people, me included, tipped them to struggle this season, be battling against relegation.
I'm getting my cards on the table right now because every time I see Fletcher, I do my columns with, he digs me up. Fletcher Forest, man.
Yeah.
And he's right. There's a massive amount of humble pie from me as well. So I could not have foreseen this coming.
And neither could he.
No, that's for sure. But he didn't go to the lengths that I did to say they would struggle. And boy, have they proved a lot of us, myself included, wrong. And I am enjoying it.
I mean, they've won 6 in a row in the league for the first time since they were European champions back in 1979.
Yeah.
If you take all competitions into consideration, it's 7 on the bounce. I'm not sure about you, Coyce. I never imagined I'd see Forest back right at the top table again.
Neither did I. What they achieved late 70s will never, I don't think, will never be equaled. I mean, we're talking about a team here that has won the top trophy in Europe more times than they've won the domestic league. I mean, have a think about that. That's what they've done. They've won the European Cup twice. They've won their own domestic league once, with an incredible playing staff, but quite frankly, a genius or a couple of geniuses running the football team, right? And what they achieved, as I mentioned earlier, I can remember it. I can remember Robbo crossing the left-hand side. I remember my old teammate Trevor coming in at the back post, scoring the goal. And then I can remember the second final as well, as if they were yesterday. And at that time, where you're probably the most impressionable as a young boy, loving football, soaking up football, just demanding as much as you can get from every game, every league, every team. Forest at that time were, they were the best team in Europe, with the best players in Europe. And you think about where they came from, and not so much where they are now, because they've always been in and around it. But the question here, I would never call Forest like a European superpower or anything like that. Not a chance at all. No. But they've achieved what absolutely remarkable.
I mean, I've got a really interesting text here from a Liverpool fan, clearly. Szoboszlai back in midfield tonight. Liverpool will put down a marker and pick Forest apart. But Forest have been a breath of fresh air and show you don't have to play tippy-tappy football to be successful.
Of course they have. Do you know what they do, Jeff? It's not rocket science. They play to their strengths. Their strengths aren't getting the boys on the back, taking it for the goalkeeper, passing it 3 or 4 times amongst each other. Elliot Anderson dropping off into a hole, picking it, playing it. That's not their strengths. They'll mix it up and they'll do a bit of that, but they play to their strengths. And their strengths are, they're direct, they're quick, they get balls in the box, they don't fear anybody, they're extremely well organised, they believe in each other, believe in themselves. That's their strengths. Yep. And what they're doing just now is playing to them.
Well, look, speaking in their pre-match press conferences, Arne Slot and Nuno were both asked whether Forest should be considered title contenders.
I've always said that you can judge the table best halfway through the season, and that moment is there now. So if Forest is then up there with us, with Arsenal, Chelsea and City and all the others, then they definitely are a team that's in competition with us and with the other teams. And they deserve to be treated like this if you look at the way they play, if you look at their results. It's going to be a very difficult challenge tomorrow to get a result.
We have to play the games. We are here to compete against all the teams, and I think we are doing well. But nothing changes in our approach. Is the same. More important than anything is that we know what we can do, how we want to do things. We know each other, our strengths, our weaknesses. Let's play the game.
Luke, the Forest fan, says tonight will either be a Nuno masterclass 1-0 or 4-0 to Liverpool. Nothing in between. Let's hear from a Forest fan who's absolutely buzzing. It's Mike. Morning, Mike.
Good morning, Mike.
Oh, morning, fellas. I spoke to you last week after Wolves and I was giddy, and yesterday was Christmas Eve all over again. I am excited, not nervous. I cannot wait for tonight. The mist on the trend. I know it could go wrong very quickly, but I don't feel it will. There is a title race to be had here, and this could be our moment to, around the world, shocks around the world, that we are a proper team and we We deserve to be at the top with them fighting it out. Tonight is a battle, and it is going to be amazing.
Mike, I was going to say to you, there's no doubt you deserve to be where you are, and tonight's game has got the imagination of everyone, certainly, and here it has. I want to ask you though, I mean, will it be a different Liverpool? You're hoping, beyond all hope, it's the same Forest that you get, and I don't see any reason why you won't get that. But will it be a different Liverpool in the respect that, I'm not saying for a minute they underestimated you, but I think they probably got a shock from you in the game at Anfield.
Well, I agree, and their last two games against teams that are formidable for them, they drew with they've drawn a couple, so they're not rocking and rolling as they were, excluding the weekend against a lower league FA Cup side. And I'll tell you what else tonight will have. It will have the spice of the City ground, right? There is some bite here. We've really annoyed Slot that we are his mark on his perfect record. Even after it, he came out and I think he said something like, we shouldn't be losing to a team like Forest. Well, guess what, mate? You might have it twice by the morning. I am up for this. Nottingham is up for this. It's going to be brilliant. And I'll tell you one other thing as well. Like, there is going to be noise under those lights of yesteryear, just like there was 40 years ago when Liverpool got their nose punched in the first round of the European Cup. It is amazing to be the talk of world football, and I really hope tomorrow we are still it again.
Mike, enjoy it, mate. Enjoy
the
it.
game tonight, mate.
I mean, in defence of Arne Slot, he did say wasn't such a shock result as I thought it was at the time.
It's a great line, that, isn't it? It's a great line.
Yeah, absolutely.
You think some of their results, even the Wolves game, they're winning games comfortably that would surprise you, to be quite frank.
Oh, brilliant. And by the way, rested all 11 in the FA Cup at the weekend against Luton and still won. Tells you a bit about their strength in depth. talkSPORT will keep you up to speed with all the midweek Premier League action. Join Adrian Durham from 7 as he takes you around the grounds on kickoff.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.